In the mid-19th century, in rural North England, there lived a farmer named Nigel. Nigel would grow corn, wheat, tomatoes, onions, spinach and any other crop he could, according to the weather and season. He also raised his own chickens and cow. He was an honest and hard-working man trying to provide for his family. Nigel didn't only care for his family, he also did his best to help out his neighbors, as much as he could. His neighbors also worked in his fields, especially, during harvest, when Nigel needed extra help. Of course, Nigel paid them a fair wage. His neighbors thought of him as honest and trustworthy. Nigel's wife milked the cows and churned butter, for use at home, but usually there was a lot more butter than Nigel needed, so he would trade some of the butter with the local baker, Michael. Instead of paying for butter with money, Michael just gave Nigel an equal amount of bread. Every morning, Michael would bring a pound of bread to Nigel and take a pound of butter, in return. One morning, Michael, the baker, after taking the butter home, decided to weigh it to see if he had received the correct amount of butter. To his surprise, he discovered that the farmer had given him less butter than he'd bargained for. He went to the farmer and complained, angrily. Nigel listened to Michael's complaint but was simply not convinced. Angry about the unfairness, Michael took the matters to the local court and filed a formal fraud complaint against Nigel. The magistrate set the hearing to be held a week later. Local law enforcement personnel were not only astonished by the nature of the complaint, but were incredulous, having known Nigel so well, for years. Most neighbors were interested in seeing if any fraud could be proven against honest Nigel, so they also showed up at the hearing. As the hearing began, the magistrate, immediately, asked Nigel if he used a scale to measure his pound of butter. Nigel decided to tell the judge his entire arrangement. He said, "Your Honor, I am just a simple farmer, not a merchant, so I do not own proper weights. Because Michael had promised to trade a pound of bread, in return for a pound of butter, I just put Michael's bread on one side of my old scale and put my butter on the other side, so whatever amount of bread Michael brought to trade, I gave him the same amount of butter, in return." By this time, Michael's face was turning bright red. He could say nothing in response. The magistrate didn't even bother asking Michael for his side of the story, and, simply, dismissed the case. Moral of the story is what goes around comes around. If you treat others badly, you will eventually face the consequences of your actions. Karma is not a force to be trifled with, but a natural law that balances out the good and the bad. So be careful what you do. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our channel. Please hit the bell icon to receive notification of our new videos. We love to hear from our viewers, so please comment and let us know how you feel about our stories. Thank you.